All right, good evening. Welcome to the Falls Township Board of Supervisors meeting, Monday, August 28th. We'll begin with the salute to the flag, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Galloway, can you poll the board or take the roll?
Yes, Aaron Mullen.
Here.
John Palmer.
Here.
Jeff Brasky.
Here.
Jeff Dents.
Here.
And Mr. Galloway is here. Thank you.
All right, before we start our meeting, we have Chief Whitney's going to take us through some police promotions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. We're here to celebrate several promotions that we made in the police department last month. Matthew Killeen is a federal motor carrier inspector, a member of the MERT team, and a firefighter with the Fairless Hills Fire Department. He was promoted to corporal in 2020 and promoted to sergeant July 27th this year. Ryan Murphy is a field training officer and an emergency medical technician for the police department. He was promoted to corporal on July 27th this year. Nick Philippi is an accident reconstructionist, a field training officer at the police department's JNet Clean Compliance Officer, and he was promoted to corporal on July 27th this year. Alexander Sansone is a police officer with us, as well as an EMT and accident reconstructionist. He was promoted to corporal on July 27th. Jim Zambodi is a bike officer and a DARE officer, as well as a field training officer. He was promoted to corporal on July 27th. And David Gold is an accident reconstructionist, emergency medical technician, firearms instructor, defensive tactics instructor, and SWAT team member. He was promoted to detective on July 27th. And I believe some couldn't make it, but some are here with their families. Did I skip Steve? Steve, I had you as number one. I am so sorry. Steve Reeves, sorry, Steve, is a emergency medical technician, field training officer. He was a detective for us since 2009 as part of the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, president of the Bristol Borough Fire Association, as well as a volunteer firefighter for more than 20 years. And he left our detective unit to be promoted to sergeant on July 27th this year. You guys want to come up? Take a picture?
We get down.
We should stand up here.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go down.
Should we go down?
You want to come down?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, thank you. That'll take us to item 1 on our agenda, public comment. Any hands? No hands in the audience? We have one online, I believe.
Yes, Tony's in the room.
Hi, can you hear me?
Listen.
Yes.
Hello,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
yes.
Okay, I just wanted to know if there's anything being done about the kids who ride their bikes out in the middle of the road and play chicken with the drivers.
I don't know if we've ever had any complaints about it. Chief Whitney, can you comment on that?
Hi, Tony. Hey, we have had reports of that in the past, but I haven't seen a report recently where a resident or a motorist has reported somebody, improperly riding a bicycle amidst traffic in the township. But Tony, if you see anything like that or anybody at home does, please call 911 and we'll come out and investigate.
Okay, it's been posted on the What's Up in Falls Township, and there were quite a few comments on it today. That's why I asked. Thank you.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, thank you. Anybody else for public comment? No? That takes us to item number 2. Consideration of notice of award of the mechanical construction contract for municipal complex renovations to ALLSTATES Mechanical Ltd. in the amount of $4,227,215. Any, we've been through this back and forth, but any comments or questions from board members?
None.
No.
None.
Any public comment needed? Professionals have anything? No. All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Galloway, can you pull the board?
Aaron Mullen.
Yes.
John Palmer.
Yes.
Jeff Boraski. Yes. Jeff Dents.
Yes.
And I vote yes.
All right, item number 3, consideration of notice of award of the electrical construction contract for municipal complex renovations to QPI Electrical Company Incorporated in the amount of $4,499,000, which includes the fire alarm alternate of $209,000. That's not included in the $4,499,000, right? That's an addition to it?
That's correct.
All right. Any comments or questions from board members?
No.
None.
I have nothing.
Any public comment needed? Anything from our professionals? No.
No.
I'll ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Galloway?
Aaron Mullen,
Yes.
John Palmer.
Yes.
Jeff Boraski,
Yes.
Jeff Dents.
Yes.
I vote yes.
All right. Item number 4, consideration of authorization, execution of the prime contracts for the municipal complex renovations and authorizing issuance of notices to proceed, subject to the final review of required documentation from the electrical construction contractor and mechanical construction contractor. Any comments or questions from board members?
No.
None.
No.
None? Any public comment needed? Any professionals have anything to add?
No. Nothing.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Item 5, consider approval and authorization of Township Solicitor to execute settlement agreement for zoning hearing board appeal regarding NSC Pennsylvania LLC and AGRONOMED BIOLOGICS LLC for the property located at 203 Lincoln Highway. Mr. Clark, can you explain to us what this is?
Sure. The applicant was turned down at the zoning hearing board in November. They filed an appeal to the Court of Common Pleas, and over the last several months, there have been ongoing conversations between the township, the applicant, and the zoning hearing board solicitor about possibly resolving this matter. We've reached an agreement where the applicant has agreed to 3 conditions that the Board of Supervisors determined were important. The applicant will encourage its patrons to not congregate in the common areas of the shopping center on the property and will avoid any potential queuing outside of the business. The applicant shall not install any signage on the property that is not compliant with the township zoning ordinance, and particularly limited to 1 sign on the building, wall, or marquee sign, and 1 sign on the freestanding ground multi-tenant sign for the shopping center. And the applicant shall place no other signage on the property or on any other property or right-of-way in the township advertising or directional signage for the medical marijuana dispensary or otherwise.
All right. Impressive you got through that without Ms. Gallagher.
Yes.
Any
I think
questions for Mr. Clark?
No.
I just have one question, that it's just the 3 conditions that are in the settlement, nothing else?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any public comment needed? No hands? Anyone online? I assume not.
No one online.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in
Wait,
favor?
is there someone online?
No, he said no.
Okay.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Thank you. Consider authorization for advertisement for the Vermillion Hills Footbridge Repair Project. This has been going on for a long time, it seems, Mr. Jones, right?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we are prepared to go out to bid within the next week for advertising and expect to open bids on September 20th and expect to be done in 45 days, so late November, very early December. You're correct, it has been going on for quite some time. The reason for the delay was we underestimated the effort it would take for surveying in the summer months with the dense foliage out there, so we brought data back to the office and had to go vet that out more than we anticipated. But the project has been 90% designed PS&E, and we're ready now to go out to bid.
All right, thank you. Any questions from Mr. Jones or
Yeah.
Mr. Clark?
Mr. Jones, there's 2 footbridges in Vermillion Hills, correct?
1 footbridge is the subject of this matter, and we replaced the footbridge a while ago, years ago, crossing Martins Creek by the playground.
Yes, this is the one on, I guess it's Vermont Lane,
Vermont
just
Lane.
going off into the woods.
That's correct. It's historic. It has a dedication plaque, and the scope of the project is to remove the bridge, refurbish it, replace the plaque, clean up the stream bank upstream and down for MS4 credits, provide a path, a walking trail over to the tot lot if that's possible. We're going to lead them up to where the stream is the least wide and the most gentle, so you could cross it, but we're not going to propose another footbridge there.
You got it, thank you.
Anyone else?
No.
Any public comment needed? No hands? All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. All right. Item 7, consider proposals from the Bucks County Consortium regarding the purchase of rock salt for 2023-2024. This is pretty straightforward. We joined the consortium because it's the cheapest way to go to purchase rock salt. Hopefully, we don't need it. We didn't use much last year, did we?
No, we only had one storm
Yeah.
just last year that we used a little bit of rock salt. I think two spots that we used it.
All right.
Two different
Any,
times. It is lower, $1.76 lower a ton, so that reflects that, really didn't use much last year.
yeah,
And hopefully we don't use much this year.
right. Hopefully none. Any questions for Mr. Lawson?
No
This
questions.
is pretty routine.
No questions.
Any public comment needed? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Item 8, consider purchase from the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society for the 2023 fall bare root trees. Mr. Takita, you want to take this one?
The board is being asked to consider the purchase of 25 trees at $70 each for a total cost of $1,750. This is part of the Bare Root Tree Program. Over 706 trees have been purchased through the Tree Vitalize program by Falls Township.
All right, any questions for Mr. Takita?
No.
Board members?
No.
Any public comment needed? There's nobody here, really. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Galloway, can you pull the board?
Aaron Mullen.
Yes.
John Palmer. Jeff Boraski.
Yes.
Jeff Dance.
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Consider stipulation to settle in appeal of MTW Realty LLC, tax map parcel 13-007-006, docket number 2022-06474. Mr. Clark?
Yes, Mr. Dents, this is an appeal that was taken by the Pennsbury School District, and they have negotiated a settlement which will increase the assessment on the property by $178,120. So the assessment will now be $394,200, and it will remain in effect until another appeal is filed. As is always the case with these assessment appeals, the school district takes the lead because they get the lion's share of the property taxes.
Any questions for Mr. Clark? Mr. Boraski?
None.
No questions.
Mr. Galloway?
No.
No.
I have none. Is there any public comment needed? No hands. Is there a motion to, I guess, agree to this settlement, right?
Yes, approve the settlement.
So moved.
Motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 10, consider escrow release requests. So this one for $202,151.84 from the New Falls Road Car Wash. That project isn't complete. Is this the last of their money?
It is not, Mr. Chairman.
It's not.
There is $37,000, $40,000, or $38,000 left in the escrow for completion.
All right, so how far along? I mean, they look like they're ready to open.
They're ready to open. They indicate they're going to open, and then it gets delayed 2 weeks, so that's happened a couple of times, so they're close.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Jones on
No.
this escrow release?
No.
All right, is there a, is this the only one we have? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Galloway, can you pull the board?
Aaron Mullen.
Yes.
John Palmer.
Yes.
Jeff Boraski.
Yes.
Jeff Dance.
Yes.
I vote yes.
All right, appointment to various boards and commissions. I know Mr. Palmer told me he has one.
Yes, I had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Jarius Jones. He's very interested in being part of the Environmental Advisory Board, and I'd like to make a nomination for his appointment.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
That was Resolution 2023-30.
For the Environmental
The
Advisory
appointment,
Council?
yes. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't think they needed it.
I thought that was only for the
No,
zoning
I
board.
apologize, that's only for planning commission and zoning hearing board, sorry.
That's right, I got you. Any others?
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I'd like to appoint as an alternate position for the Planning Commission, Jesse O'Brien. Mr. O'Brien has reached out numerous times to the Board of
Yes.
Supervisors, more than qualified, and, you know, he's definitely interested. And I think we already have 2 alternates, but believe it or not, I think just this past week, we could have used them, right? Planning Commission was,
2 alternates showed
yeah,
up. Yep.
yeah. So there's definitely a place for him there.
All right, and this is what resolution?
2023-30.
Dash 30. All right, is there a motion then?
Make
Made
that
the motion, is there a
yep.
second?
Second?
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, none? All right, any
Mr. Keita,
others?
will Rose reach out?
Yes,
Will Rose reach out tomorrow?
yes.
Okay,
Any others?
that's all I
I
have.
have none. All right, that takes us to the minutes from July 24th. Any corrections or edits to the minutes? Excellent minutes as always, Mrs. Poulin. If not, is there a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Takes us to the engineer's report, Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the month of July, we had 4 new earth disturbances submitted. I neglected to put them in the content of the report, so I'll give you a brief overview. The one at 9175 New Falls Road, that's for a potential project for residences. All they intend to do at this point is clear out some trash and other things that are on the project site.
This is where the bowling alley was?
No, it's a vacant site down by St. Joe's, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just for clearing and erosion controls as they move in and out and remove tires and things like that. The Ben Fairless Drive is the warehouse that was constructed. You may know it as Petrucci. I think it's a 225,000 square foot warehouse on the old Hyosin site. That was simply for concrete pads for trash enclosures that weren't included in the land development. The LPC Morrisville LP, that is the project on South Pennsylvania Avenue, and that's for demolition of foundations. So it's only demolition work, and we're looking at it to make sure that there will be no adverse effects due to runoff due to the demolition. And then the Fairless Hill Shopping Center is minor exterior improvements for a new tenant. I believe that's AutoZone.
Where was that at?
The Fairless Hill Shopping Center
Okay.
on South Oxford Valley Road. For the updates in the land development portion, the McGill composting project is under construction, as well as North Point Phase 1, Building 1. Not much to report on that. The Lincoln Storage project is in their punch list phase, so that's, they're under a TCO, but they will be final pretty soon as they finish and satisfy us that all the landscaping and the Juliet cul-de-sac has been paved properly. Levittown Car Wash we spoke about tonight, that's nearing completion. North Point 4, 5, and 6, Phase 2, or Area 2 as they refer to it. Buildings, I believe the update is for buildings 5 and 6. It's just an ongoing project, as you know. The waste management renewable natural gas is underway. Construction commenced recently. Morton Salt, the same. Construction commenced last month. Pennsbury School District has been under construction. This is the Falcon Field improvements, and they are working on the under drains and stormwater management improvements. North Point Area 3, Buildings 7, 8, 9, and 10, that is simply for clearing and filling as they've done in past phases. So no construction, just clear and fill. Gillespie Phase 3, that recently was approved by the board, and that's been expedited, and they are now under construction as well. The Triple Net Investments, that project was pushed to next month's Planning Commission due to an error in their application process, and the last 2, North Point Building, Area 3, Building 20, and the UGN Logistics were both recommended for approval at last week's Planning Commission meeting, so they will not be before the board until October. For the earth disturbances, the Ross Residence Pool is substantially complete. The Alliance Jeffrey Ventures has been complete, and they're all operating under a temporary certificate of occupancy. We're reviewing the as-built for that, and that would be finalized by next month. Both projects that are labeled as a pole barn and an addition, they're both complete. The Britain Industries earth disturbance, that's simply the waiver of land development they received approval for restoring and repairing the building that was demolished due to fire. So that's an ongoing construction project listed under the earth disturbances. And the Restoration Church, construction commenced, and Snipes is completed. The Pennsbury School District in the last column, that's complete as well. That was, I think, a 50 by 50 pad for basketball at one of the elementary schools, I don't recall which. In terms of the township projects, Pinewood Drive will be complete, substantially complete by the end of September. They're going to take a week. Landscaping is ongoing. All the concrete flat work is done. Curbs are done. Drainage is complete. I'd say 2/3 of the road is under base paving, and there's a third left to do. So the contractor intends to finish the landscaping, work on topsoil and things like that, and give a week for the holiday weekend before they come back and disrupt the last portion of the road. But it will be complete by the end of September, and there'll be a week or two beyond the contracted time allotment, which is pretty good for them. So there was some delays due to weather that they deserve, but they're going to bring it in within the 10 months that we anticipated. For the Footbridge, we discussed that as well, so we're asking for authorization to advertise, and those would be all the updates I'd highlight, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Jones, Mr. Boraski?
Mr. Jones, is the contractor in Falsington General Asphalt, are they complete? Are they
sorry?
done? Are they done in Falsington General Asphalt?
No, that's going to be part of the punch list. We understand there's a couple of drainage issues we have to address there, and maybe some cleanup along the edges, but that's going to be part of the punch list, so they intend to, so it will be substantially complete, but punch list items will remain.
Yeah.
And so we're going to focus them, and part of the reason why we haven't pushed Willow Drive out to bid at this point was so that we can focus them in a real way, a substantial way, to complete minor punch list items from the Elderberry Drive project and punch list items from Pinewood. Because typically, they get a new project and they kind of remobilize on a new project, and we kind of,
Yeah.
have to chase them to do the punch list work. So that will be handled, it'll be handled under the punch list.
Yeah, like if they don't
Which will
get
be
that
up-
drainage done in Falsington, it's gonna be a nightmare if, once it freezes.
Yes, it'll be done before the freeze.
And,
Yeah, of course.
and obviously you and I have talked about these things, one-on-one, but like want to do it here just because my neighbors need to know.
Yes,
But
our fix.
General was awarded
I'm sorry.
the contract in Falsington to finish the streets in the front, right? And then they must have been awarded a contract from Pico to bring gas down those same streets that they just paved. Like, I think as a township, like, that's a problem.
We can.
They knew they had both jobs, paved those roads, dug those roads up, and now those roads are dug up with patches in them.
We will assure that any trenches that exceed, I think is a very small limitation.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a half cartway. They're basically have to mill and overlay again under our ordinance for road
Yeah.
openings.
And they'll
So-
eat that?
I'm sorry,
They're gonna eat that?
they're gonna have to, yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't live in historical Falsington, but I drive through there, and like, they left that a mess coming off of Tyburn Road, an absolute mess.
There's actually a moratorium that's in our road opening permit process, and so we'll.
I mean, it's these state roads, I would imagine that might be part of that,
Right.
but maybe not, I'm not sure.
Well, I'll talk to General Asphalt. We have a
Yeah.
good relationship with them, and I'm kind of shocked that they did that as well. but-
These are things that are gonna get cleaned up before the winter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the tunnel?
The Wilson Drive Tunnel, we have a detail, and we're gonna seek 3 prices because it's gonna be under the threshold for bidding. And General Asphalt will be one of them, and we'll get 2 other alternate prices, and that's scheduled for a nighttime project in the next month.
Oh,
whenever
okay.
We can
Oh,
focus
great.
and prioritize.
Okay. I mean, it still has water in it. That
Drive there a
pothole's
fair amount of
crazy.
time. I
right.
understand. So it's gonna be a half mill and overlay, and there's no way, we could barely survey out there without
Yeah.
a lot of police support to stop the traffic, and they were
Yeah.
generous enough to help us do that, so it's gonna have to be a night project.
And
the
for anybody
details
that's
are
watching,
done.
when we say tunnel, for those that don't know, that Tyburn Road area is a state highway, but for some reason the township owns the area underneath the railroad tunnel, which leads to Woolston Drive.
Correct.
So we're looking at repairing that water damage if you're coming eastbound.
Correct. We're gonna put the problem is there's not much slope on the road, and it's weep holes in the bridge abutment that's causing the drainage. It's not
Yeah.
overlaying, so we're gonna put a concrete channel on the side and properly mill and overlay the pavement to the channel, and take it right to the big opening where the culvert exists. And so it's a pretty straightforward thing to do. It's just a
Great.
tough place to work. So we're gonna seek the three costs, we'll present it to the manager, and likely be Jen Roswell.
All right. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Jones?
No.
None? All right, that takes us to the bill list. The bill list in the amount of $3,225,836. I should put my glasses on. And 74 cents. Almost 2.2 million of that is payroll. Any questions or comments on the bill list?
Nope.
No.
None. Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Galloway, can you poll the board?
Yes. Aaron Mullen,
Yes.
John Palmer,
Yes.
Jeff Boraski,
Yes.
Jeff Dance.
Yes.
I vote yes.
All right. That takes us to the engineering bill list. Any questions or comments on that bill list? $266,629.80.
No question.
None? Is there a motion to pay this bill?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Galloway, can you poll the board?
Aaron Mullen,
Yes.
John Palmer.
Yes.
Jeff Boraski,
Yes.
Jeff Dance.
Abstain.
I vote yes.
All right. No manager comment. That takes us to board comment.
Please.
Oh, we have a police report?
An executive session.
Oh, we have an executive session for Mr. Clark to comment on.
The board held an executive session prior to tonight's meeting to discuss personnel matters and a matter of potential litigation.
That takes us to the police report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. In July, the police department handled 1,703 calls for service, which included 87 car crashes. As you know, we moved into the temporary office space, and no sooner did we move than did our Girl Scout Junior Troop 2552 welcome us with another delivery of Girl Scout cookies. They're very kind to us, and we appreciate them. We also had a national night out, which I thought was really well attended this year. It was a great partnership with our Parks Department. It was fun for all of us who were out there. I've had ongoing discussions with the Pennsbury School District regarding the location of school bus stops. They've been very agreeable to working with me to relocate some school bus stops off major roads into some residential areas and areas that are just safer to pick kids up. So they, for example, moved all the bus stops off of Lincoln Highway. So that's an ongoing process, but I appreciate Pennsbury's cooperation in doing that. I was invited to speak at the Bucks County Commissioners meeting earlier this month in August to talk about our co-responder program and its positive impact on the community. And then just looking ahead to some events in September and October. On September 17th, much like our mural project, the county has a mural project up at the administration building. They have an event taking place on September 17th from 2 to 4, which I and some of my officers will be attending. We have a coffee with a cop at our senior center on September 22nd. We were invited to go up to Color Me Mine to have a Halloween paint party with the kids at the Oxford Valley Mall. That'll be September 30th from 1 to 3. And then I'll do this next month as well, but a reminder that October 28th is both the National Drug Take Back Day and the shredding event. Both events will take place at Pennsbury High School East Campus. The drug take back is from 10 to 2, and the shredding event is from 9 to 1 or until the truck fills.
All right, thank you, Chief Whitney. Any questions or comments for Chief?
No, thank
None?
you, Chief.
No, thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Where are we at now? Manager comment? There is none. This is the board comment. Mr. Palmer?
No comment.
Ms. Mullen?
No comment?
Mr. Boraski? Nobody.
No comment.
And that's it. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Oh, well, do we just want to talk about Touch a Truck?
Yeah, good
It's our
idea.
last meeting before then. We can just reiterate the date,
Yeah.
Family Festival.
Thank you.
Family Festival.
Saturday, September 9th, starting at 9 a.m. We'll start the touch truck. We have a sensory-friendly hour from 9 to 10. Then our event runs to 2 o'clock, followed by at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Followed by 4 p.m. is a family festival, food truck event. We have live music playing and beer garden. So plenty of events that day. It's a family friendly day, starting at 9 a.m. all the way until the fireworks conclude at around 8:30-ish, give or take a little bit of darkness.
Cool. All right, with that, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so this will be last meeting. So we will have other meetings, but our fire marshal just reminded me the township's going to hold an e-waste event. We will be pushing that information out, Facebook, website, and it's going to be held to, I think, is there only 100 spots, right? So it'll be held to Falls Township residents, limited to 2 televisions, and the first 100 people come in. So that's going to be at the park on November, what's that? Reservation only, yeah. So you contact your office? All right, so we'll push that information. I'll be on the website and plenty of our Facebook pages. But that's going to be on November 4th. Is it Saturday, November 4th? The first Saturday in November, I think that's the 4th. So look for that information coming out. And we're excited. It's been, I think, a couple years since the township held an e-waste event, and they're extremely popular. Our last one was quite overran, and we really weren't prepared. So we're hoping to be a little more prepared for this one and see where it goes from here. But our first event will be September 9th, and it's all day. Plenty of family stuff to do there. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, with that, a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.